great. He does the one video, the one Jim Carrey movie I've never seen. Fan-freaking-tastic. Well, I guess that and Mr. Popper's Penguins. No. Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again. And, well, we're here for Dumb and Dumber. I've never seen this movie. What can I say? I don't even know what the plot is. The only thing I know is I'll have a shrimp on the barbie. And that's because of the Critic, I think. So, I'm sure he's going to have words for Jim Carrey. I don't know. This really escaped my radar, even though I saw The Mask, you know? That was like one of the first movies I ever saw. Oof. But, anyway, I guess here we go on to this one. So, please, smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, also subscribe to my Patreon. The link will be in the description below. And let's do this thing, y'all.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember, so you don't have to. 30. I hate time.
I know, I hate time too.
Yep, it was in 1994 when this movie came out, and critics at the time, understandably, were very torn about it. Why? Well, because it's dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb.
Oh,
this
that
is one
joke
of the most
too.
honestly titled movies that makes no mistake about what it is.
Wow.
But that's part of why it's endured for so
I was 4 years old.
It's one of the few films where when somebody says they like it or hate it, it's very easy to see why.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that
a stupid
scene.
flick that tries a wide variety of different jokes centered around how dumb its main characters are, and you're either gonna see that idiocy as funny, or you're just gonna see it as idiocy.
Oh,
Something I've noticed is whether you love or hate this movie, everybody has something positive to take away from it.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Siskel and Ebert review is a perfect example. Siskel thought the film worked, but Ebert thought it didn't quite come together. But acknowledges there are moments where it's the hardest he's ever laughed.
Oh, really?
I heard you laugh? You heard me not only laughing, I almost had to be hospitalized. There is one moment in this movie that is probably the funniest moment I've seen in 5 years of comedies.
And that's always something I noticed. Even people who don't like it have at least one scene that they love. And it's different for every person.
See it.
I think that's a testament to the Farrelly brothers not really caring if their humor is highbrow, lowbrow, dark, light, slapstick, or dialogue driven. Their main focus is only getting a laugh in a believable enough environment. Does the same dumbness still work today though? Well, let's take a closer look. Let's see if 30 years makes this smarter, dumber, or both. Let's take a look at Dumb and Dumber. The film opens with Lloyd Christmas, played by Jim Carrey, hitting on a woman.
That's a lovely accent you have.
Austria.
Well then, good day, mate.
That's clearly Boston. The attempt doesn't work and we see that Lloyd is actually the driver, which I'm not sure if the joke would be ruined or funnier if you heard him scrambling to get to the back seat.
Also, ow.
Excuse me.
And the credits roll while we're introduced to Harry, played by Jeff Daniels. He works for a pet grooming service, which he has. He has a weak excuse to have this car in most of the movie. But if you use headlights as eyes, it suddenly looks like a deranged Pokemon, and it's instantly worth it.
Harry, why haven't you dropped those dogs off at the show yet?
Neither are particularly good at their jobs. In fact, they both get fired. Harry for ruining the dogs for a dog show, and Lloyd acting like a dumbass driving he thinks the love of his life, Mary, played by Lauren Holly.
Wait, how'd you get fired?
Fairleys, did you get in a fight over a girl who had that name or something?
Wow.
Statistically, they say you're more likely to get killed on the way to the airport. I have this cousin.
Turn around!
Lloyd, you think they still would have made a kid show out of this if they put together that Harry and Lloyd kinda have a body count?
What?
The show's not so innocent when you realize the whole intro they're chasing Beaver. Everyone knows what they're doing. Speaking of which, Lloyd gives Mary a very uncomfortable goodbye.
Oh.
Lloyd.
Just go.
Sure this isn't a prequel to the number 23? He knows as she leaves her briefcase though, and he rushes to get it back to her. Despite two
Never
other
seen
people
that
were
one
supposed
either,
to pick
so
it up.
okay, I lied.
The scene is still great. My only issue is every trailer had a funnier scream than what actually made it in the movie. I still swear there's a commercial where they use the Wilhelm yell. And even that was funnier than what made it in. It turns out the people meant to pick up the briefcase are Joe and JP, two thugs who work for a criminal who kidnapped Mary's husband, And Lloyd now has the
Thugs.
ransom money.
The
most
girl's
beautiful woman
miniature.
alive. She actually talked to me, man.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
yeah,
everybody who
yeah.
takes an alpha male class talks. Not that I would know.
Yeah.
They see the criminals and they think they have guns because they didn't
No
pay their
shame
gas
in it,
bill.
man.
Hey, that's legit. The gas company can be hardcore. One time I didn't pay the gas bill, now every time I use the lighter. So they make a run for it. Our villains break in and decide to leave a message with their pet bird.
His head fell off.
His head fell off.
Yeah, he was pretty old.
I've seen Tom and Jerry. Some birds are just really sensitive.
By the way, I've never paid for an alpha male class. It was a joke. I just thought about it.
In maybe the only dramatic moment in the film, Lloyd says he wants to do something that matters and travel to Aspen to get the briefcase to Mary.
I'm sick and tired of having to eke my way through life. Sick and tired of being a nobody. I'm sick and tired of having nobody.
One of
Hard.
the reasons Carrie plays it so well is because he confessed it reminded him of when he and his family were struggling living out of their car.
Oh.
And these words hit hard because only on his third starring role in a film, he was one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. In fact, all these 3 monster hits came out the same year. It's a good
Wow.
moment on its own, but it does hit a little different with that information.
It does.
But doesn't lose track, that's still a dumb comedy.
Okay, that's enough.
I already made one movie creeper joke, though maybe Nigma could work here?
Maybe.
They start on the road trip as Lloyd confesses to get a little extra money he sold their dead bird to a blind kid. And if you're wondering what scene made Ebert laugh so
Oh,
hard he
that?
embarrassed himself, this is the one.
Can you say pretty bird? Pretty bird. Yes, pretty bird.
Good to know the best don't shy away from their dark and twisted side.
This parrot is no more.
Harry accidentally spills some salt,
This
so he
used to
literally
be.
throws a salt shaker over his shoulder, hitting some truckers who threaten him. Lloyd says he has a plan to get back at him he saw in a movie once. He tells the truckers they're sorry and want to buy them around, but tells the waitress the truckers are paying for Lloyd and Harry's meal.
All right, that's what he wants.
Put these on there too.
By the way, the movie they got that trick from? Pooh's Grand Adventure.
Wow.
They catch up to him
That's
half mile
crazy.
down the road and slit his throat.
Most violent scene ever animated.
No, shut up.
Because it sounds very similar to a scene in Something Wild, but Harry was there for that, he would have remembered.
I'm not pulling over now.
Harry's freaked out the truckers are gonna catch up, even when Lloyd has to pee, pissing in several beer bottles. This gets the attention of a
Several.
state trooper, played by Harlan Williams. And I'll admit, when I first saw this guy's comedy, I didn't really understand it. But years later, I love the hell out of it.
Yeah.
He's an art comedian who experiments and tries anything once, making his reactions very unexpected. You'd think when he drinks this beer bottle full of piss, he's gonna spit it out or scream or have some sort of big reaction. But instead, we get a dolphin having a stroke. I don't know what that is, but it's great on rewatches.
Get the hell out of here.
He lets him go, and Lloyd has a daydream about meeting up with Mary again. It's about how you would think a daydream from this character would go. Even this scene, odd to say, doesn't seem weird for this character.
I know, right?
Fantasy suddenly being taken over by a kung fu movie where the staff all wants to hit on his woman? That's the kind of bonkers that needs to be preserved. This takes over 2/3 of the fantasy. You could cut it and miss nothing essential to the plot. But by God, you would miss a joke literally throwing its heart at you and putting it in a doggy bag.
Oh.
It's just amazing. In one of my favorite wake-up moments, her breasts suddenly turn into a truck. Thank God he wasn't driving towards a Macy's parade. And as pretty useless as both these thugs are, yeah, keep loading that gun or we're never gonna see it used.
Yeah, wow.
Get this one badass moment.
Get off the thumb.
Damn.
Stay tuned for more of the St. Louis reboot of Doctor Who. Joe pretends to have a busted car to find out more about Lloyd and Harry and who they're supposedly working for.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Fun fact, this wasn't in the script, and you can tell because Daniel starts to lose it just before they cut away. Again, though, you can see a little bit more of his reaction in the trailer where he tries to play along with it a bit more. Though honestly, it would have been more effective if they went with this.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I totally agree.
Because out there not with anybody, they're just incredibly dumb. He plans to poison them, but Harry and Lloyd accidentally end up poisoning him instead.
Oh, God.
I know CPR. Out with the bad
It's okay! I'm a lifeguard! Joe ends up kicking the bucket, but that doesn't stop their trip as they make their way to a gas station. When Lloyd bumps into the trucker they scammed earlier.
Oh!
Harry accidentally saves him, though, just in time for me to get a good look at one of my personal favorite jokes.
What?
I
Wait.
mean, okay, he
What?
saves him, though, just in time for me to get a good look at one of my personal favorites.
Is a joke in your heart or hand? Why are you looking up here? The joke's in your hand.
Favorite jokes.
That's
I
funny.
mean, okay, it's not an amazing joke. No, it's literally what's written under it. Lloyd takes over driving, taking him several miles in the wrong direction, resulting in this great line.
No.
Expected the Rocky Mountains to be a little rockier than this.
Well, these Rocky Mountains are the actual height of Rocky. Harry's
Wow.
pissed because they have no money left, so he leaves Lloyd behind. Lloyd sells the car to a kid with a scooter, though, and they're back on track. Harry has to
No,
go
you're
to the
not.
bathroom, though, despite them trying to save on gas.
Jesus.
Just go, man. Oh. That's really warm.
Another successful Amazon delivery. They make it to Aspen, growing closer than they've ever been. But they realize when they get there, they have no idea where Mary is. They finally find out, though, that the briefcase is filled with tons of money.
Wow.
We borrow a few bucks, just a small loan from the briefcase, and we find ourselves some reasonable lodgings.
Oh, come on, you can take out more from Carrie's paycheck.
Wow. Oh,
I'm just kidding. It'd be 7 briefcases to match his payment. Literally,
What?
half the film's budget went to him. And if you're thinking, what the hell, don't worry, no one else is.
There you go. There you go.
They, of course, blow all the money on things they don't need until they find a paper that says Mary is going to attend a major event. I'm not sure how the Fairleys keep finding the most beautifully ugly tuxes in film,
Right?
but they've proven to be almost as iconic as quoting other iconic lines in a new iconic way.
I'd like to eat her liver with some farver beans and a nice bottle of Chianti.
Scarier than anything in Hannibal. They see Mary is helping an endangered type of owl, naturally leading to this line.
Snowy owls.
Nice set of hooters you got there. The owls, they're beautiful.
He had to do that in front of Terry Garr. She originated that joke. Harry is supposed to build
Bush
Lloyd up, but
knockers.
ends up falling for her instead.
We successfully mated a bulldog with a shih tzu. We called it a bullshit.
Colonel Chamberlain, everybody. I think everybody knew something like this was coming.
No!
Boy, this party really died.
He had just one day until retirement from Hogwarts. Seriously, his film really likes its dead birds.
Ugh.
Harry says Mary's gonna meet up with Lloyd at a different location while he spends the day with her instead.
There's been some family problems, but I don't want to bore you with those.
I'd rather lead you on thinking you have a chance while my husband's life hangs in the balance. Yeah, okay, not everything gels together in this.
Really?
Oh, look, Frost. You wouldn't happen to have a cup of warm water, would you?
Yet he's still a more convincing dud than Ezekiel Sims.
How did he get out?
Just imagining Elsa giving Olaf the same treatment in Frozen. Lloyd finds out about Harry's betrayal, and while Harry makes up more lies, Lloyd plots his revenge.
Oh no. So that's what happened.
Okay, so I've made it clear in the past, I'm not the biggest fan of fart jokes or shit jokes or stuff like that, but there are a few that just slay me. And this is their goddamn crowning achievement. I've seen this joke done so many times and it's always so lame, but this movie turns it into an art. First off, the build-up's sensational. From Carrie acting only with his eyes preparing for Harry's suffering, to Daniel's face when he first senses what's coming, to the amazing sound design, I swear replicating bubbling turmoil in a liquid hydrogen bomb.
Oh!
Building up to this comic nirvana.
Oh, I've heard that.
It's the mix of his facial reaction, his body positioning, and that explosive noise of Mount Krakatoa erupting into a toilet bowl. That look of excruciating pain and utter ecstasy is one of the funniest things we as humans have ever filmed. It's so painful, it feels good. It's so good, it feels painful. And then, on top of everything else, we get an obvious but still masterful punchline.
I hope you're not using the toilet, it's broken.
Oh!
And even that punchline needs another payoff. I don't care what any film historian says, this stupid scene has layers. And people who love the craft of comedy should be studying it for years. I say without the tiniest bit of irony or sarcasm, I literally did this entire review just so I could talk about this one scene.
Really?
If scientists ever do a study of comedically perfect moments, this has to be in the top 10. Don't look at me, that's just science.
Yes, a shit joke.
This scene needs an earth topper, but this is also a pretty funny callback.
The blind Rhode Island boy who was duped into buying a dead parakeet.
I just thought he was real quiet.
It's that one guy who's waving like, he can't see me, he's blind. God, I love it when a good comedy has no conscience. Boy drops by unannounced and tells Mary about the briefcase. So she agrees to go with him back to the hotel to pick it up. Here he practices his confession of love to Mary, saying she makes him feel like a schoolboy.
I feel like a schoolboy again. A schoolboy who desperately wants to make sweet, sweet love to you.
I'd chip off my childhood accident for you. It doesn't work as well in person, though.
Mary?
No. What?
That's not what I meant.
She says their chances are 1 in a million, which he misinterprets as...
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Literally the mindset of anyone who sent a dick pic to a stranger.
Pretty much. I don't know why it happens.
Yeah, you don't care who he is, and neither does the audience. Takes them hostage as well, finding out all his money has been replaced with IOUs.
That's a car. $275,000. Might want to hang on to that one.
Every IOU dollar is worth 5 British pounds. Harry comes in to save the day, does a pretty bad job, but then bounces back to still do a pretty bad job.
Oh. Really?
Turns out the stranger at the gas station was an FBI agent. Thus Mary is reunited with her husband, leading to this dark as hell scene.
Oh.
Boy.
Huh?
No, really, this might be the most demented character Carrie's ever played. They get back home when they're approached by a bus full of bikini models looking for 2 oil boys to grease them up before their competition.
You are in luck. There's a town about 3 miles
Shut
that way.
up,
I'm sure
you
you'll find a
mother-
couple guys there.
It's pretty well known the original ending had them getting on the bus, but Jim Carrey refused to shoot it because he said their characters would be too stupid to do that.
You'll have to excuse my friend. The town is back that way.
On the one hand, that is kind of an asshole
Idiot.
thing to do, not even shoot the original version as an option. I mean, he's the actor, not the director, and for what he's getting paid, he probably should have shot the alternate take too. On the other hand, he was right, that ending sucks, and this one's far better.
Don't worry, we'll catch our break too. Just gotta keep our eyes open.
I'll compromise and say your douchiness knew what it was talking about. And that was Dumb and Dumber. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a little funnier than I remember.
Really?
I think like anybody, I'm gonna find some jokes that don't work, and there are plenty of moments that don't tie together that well. But with the exception of maybe fourth wall jokes, and even then the something wild joke kinda counts, they try every type of humor I can think of in this.
Wow.
Again, within the limits of the reality they created. There's so many quotable lines and funny moments I didn't even have time to mention here, and most of them do get a lot funnier the more you watch them. Even when they feel desperate, there's just such a going for broke attitude and joy of performance that felt throughout the entire thing. Whether it's one of the straight men or antagonists or over-the-top leads, everybody does their part with complete conviction, trying their best to make the joke work. Harry and Lloyd go back and forth between being likable and unlikable, and both work because the characters are usually too dumb to tell which is which. There's no moral or ethical conflict to be analyzed, it's just 2 idiots being 2 idiots.
Yeah.
And when it's this team at this time bringing these 2 idiots to life, everybody can find at least one moment both so dumb yet so funny to walk away with. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Oh boy. You think they ever got laid in their lives? Like they were just too stupid to understand, because men are really stupid when women hit on them. Imagine. Oh God. They're like these 65-year-old virgins. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should watch this this movie? I'd love to if I can get it, if I can actually get it on the channel. So let me know in the comments, and what do you think is going to be next week on Nostalgia Critic? Let me know. And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. and I'll see you on the next episode.